It's time for our first guest of the evening. Fiona Katauskas is a political cartoonist and illustrator who is currently in Canberra for the Behind the Lines cartoon exhibition. We caught up with her earlier about the importance of political cartoons in the media. Fiona, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, lovely to be here.
Now, Fiona, you've got an interesting career. You started your career obviously working in human rights and in overseas aid. But have you always loved political cartoons? Like when you were younger, while the other kids were doing finger paintings in kindergarten, were you drawing pictures of Pauline Hanson and things like that?
Oh no, Pauline Hanson was around when I was in my late 20s. So yes, I wasn't quite so young then. But my dad, who is very conservative and right-wing in his political views, still loved left-wing political satire. So growing up, he had volumes of Michael Leunig, really old Michael Leunig collections, and Bruce Petty and all that sort of stuff. So as a kid, yes, I spent lots of time pulling them off the shelves and just pouring through them and trying to piece it all together. And my addiction to political cartoons has meant that my kids are doing pretty much the same. I've got tons of books on the shelf and they're always pulling them off. So I didn't know the political characters at the time, but they can probably name most politicians just through looking at a lot of cartoons.
But beyond the actual politicians that change, what else has changed since the time you started to today? Is cartooning seen in a different kind of esteem? I don't think cartooning's seen in a different way, but there's certainly a hell of a lot less work around, and you get paid a lot less for it as well than you did, years ago. I started at freelancing about, I think, 18 years ago, and at the time there was newspapers were thriving, and papers like the Sydney Morning Herald had cartoons in every section. So, the music, the art section would have a music cartoon, or, a cartoon with the food section or something like that. So, in business section, in politics and all sorts of stuff. So there was just a whole lot of work around, and it was quite easy-ish to start freelancing when there was just, and also you could work for the Australian and work for the Herald at the same time. People weren't that fussed about that kind of stuff. But now, as newspapers shrunk, cartoons were the first thing to go, and extra sort of freelancing work, so extra illustrations or cartoons or anything that cost extra money was cut. And so it's a pretty brutal world these days trying to be a political cartoonist.
Well, we can relate to that as people are struggling to make community TV as well, so don't worry.
Yeah. Fiona, we had a question. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Do you have tricks for summing up a really complicated issue or policy into, a single image or a series of images?
Well, I guess that's the art of political cartooning, or cartooning in general, is presenting a situation, or a political issue as a metaphor. Basically, cartooning is sort of the art of the metaphor, and so thinking of how to present something, a political issue, or Sorry, I'm a bit spacey this morning. This afternoon I've been was at the Walkleys last night and was coming home and a bit tired.
Name dropping.
Big after party at the Walkleys, I heard.
Oh, I didn't actually make it to the after party because I had to get up at 5:30 in the morning to fly to Canberra back to the Behind the Lines exhibition, and then and I also produced Talking Pictures, which is a segment on the Insiders program, which looks at political cartoons and photographs. So my life is spent wallowing in political cartoons, but God, sorry, I digress. To go back to your question.
Well, Fiona, we wanted to ask.
Yeah.
What I think we all consider ourselves pretty good political cartoonists ourselves.
Yeah,
so,
okay, bring it on.
Can I show you some of our finest work? Okay,
I would love to see.
Okay, so tell me what you reckon this one.
Can I give you an honest critique?
Yeah. Tell me, who do you reckon that is? You gotta.
See, you've absolutely captured the essence of political cartooning right there, because you've established the basic principle of exaggerating a feature, a recognisable feature. So we know that he's missing the red budgies, but the ears are giving it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Elizabeth, you got something?
I tried to draw Scott Morrison, his integrity, but I couldn't work out how to draw a moral vacuum, so I just gave up.
Yeah, no on paper matters. You've got to keep all that stuff under wraps. He doesn't like to be discussed in that way.
Now, I thought I'd go international for mine, Fiona, but I do want to be culturally sensitive. How do you pronounce it? Is it Muhammad? Mohammed?
You can't show that on
No. Okay.
Oh, no.
Well, I'll show you
right.
later, Fiona.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. Draw the line at that one.
Fiona, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you. Very nice to be here, and sorry I wasn't more coherent.